Hey, happy 4th of July, folks. Let's celebrate America. I'm Jake Baldino here to bring you the top 10 most American games of all time. Starting off with number 10, we have Bad Dudes. This 1988 Nintendo/arcade game might be one of the most 80s American-style games ever, for one simple reason. You probably know this. Say it with me now. The president has been kidnapped by ninjas. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president? Hell yeah, you are. It's you and your bud, you're wearing tank tops, and it's time to punch some goons. There's nothing more American than that. And when you beat the game, you're greeted and thanked by the president, and he just wants to go out for burgers. Now that's a commander-in-chief I can get behind. And at number 9, we have Red Dead Redemption. The Western is a very distinctly American thing in style and in history, and Red Dead Redemption, like many Rockstar Games' stories, is a completely 100% American tale. The story of John Marston and his travels in the Midwest United States, and his quest for redemption in the late 1800s is something that can only have happened in the United States of America during that time. Not just because it was there, but just because how the United States was at the time. Not only is it an American tale, but you get a real good snapshot of the changing America of that time. The old ways of the Wild West and gunslinging cowboys was going away. Modern communication, electricity, and the motor vehicle were starting to become staples of society. Honestly, I could just talk about Red Dead Redemption forever. I know you guys probably can too, because it's so good. And at number 8, we have 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand. Yeah, I went there, I said that. Just think about how American that is. 50 Cent going overseas to go fight terrorists. I'm gonna be totally honest, I'm making this list, I don't remember the story of this game. Whatever, apparently 50 Cent didn't think the United States military was doing a good enough job, so he decided to do it himself. But gameplay-wise, I gotta say, I remember 50 Cent Blood on the Sand being a little underrated. And at number 7, we have Duke Nukem. Basically, any Duke Nukem game, I don't know. Duke Nukem himself is just so damn American. He likes killing things, he wears sunglasses indoors, he drinks beer, but one thing he hates more than anything is aliens. And he's just a pretty radical dude who kills shit and talks like this. Also, his name is Duke Nukem, for Christ's sakes. He is the spitting image of an over-the-top violent 80s action star, and that's why we love him. And at number 6, we have Freedom Fighters. Freedom Fighters is an underrated gem by IO Interactive, made in between the early Hitman games. Freedom Fighters' premise is simple, but the game ends up becoming so vast. You're a plumber in New York City, and suddenly the country is invaded by a more powerful Soviet Union. From there, you go underground, build up your troops, learn to be a soldier, and fight to take back New York City and your country. It is so American, and it is such a damn good game, one of my absolute favorites. It's kind of like a new modern spin on the Revolutionary War, which is pretty damn American if you ask me. Towards the end of the game, you become badass guerrilla fighter numero uno, and one of the last scenes in the game actually ends with you standing on a rooftop with explosions everywhere while you wave a tattered American flag and rise up. And it's just really cool, really great, and really iconic. And at number 5, we have Fugitive Hunter, War on Terror, because look at this game, look at the box art. No, this isn't really a good game at all, but you get to go to foreign places and shoot terrorists. There's first-person shooting and then hand-to-hand combat fighting game sequences, and there's one part where you actually get to beat up Osama bin Laden. I shit you not. Look at this. There's another mission where you have to capture Saddam Hussein. And in places outside the United States, it was actually released as America's 10 Most Wanted, and it had a soldier and an American flag on the cover. And at number 4 on our list, surprisingly, believe it or not, we have Fallout. Most notably, the more recent games like Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4, because they basically exist as a subtle, low-key commentary on Americana. Just that American consumerist lifestyle. While it sometimes seems like it's parodying the 1950s, Fallout goes to far lengths to subtly mimic our own society. People often say, oh man, I want to see other Fallout games take place in other far-off locations as this is all going down. But honestly, that doesn't make sense. What makes Fallout distinctly Fallout is its underlying American culture tones. Plus, it's very similar to the United States now. Half the population is a bunch of mutants, and everybody has a gun. And at number 3, we have Metal Wolf Chaos. If you've never heard of this game before, I am so excited to introduce you to this. You're gonna thank me later. Metal Wolf Chaos is a Japanese-style action mech game where you're actually the President of the United States, fighting back in his own power armor mech suit called Metal Wolf. This was a third-person shooter where President Michael Wilson fought against a coup d'etat of his own country and his arch nemesis and former vice president. Yeah, so basically it's the president versus the vice president in mech suits that have giant shotguns, rocket launchers, and Gatling guns. And it's fucking awesome, for lack of a better word. Not only is the president kicking ass and flying around in a mech suit, but he's basically spouting one-liners the entire time. It's ridiculous and awesome and stupid, and anytime where a game has a president kicking ass, I gotta say that makes it a very American game. So I guess we can also definitely definitely mention Saints Row 4 because you're the president in that and you're kicking everyone's ass. Oh, but one last thing about Metal Wolf Chaos, it was developed and published by From Software. Yes, the people who make Dark Souls. Everybody's got to start somewhere. And at number 2, we have Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is distinctly American and also distinctly Japanese, but I think the mashup of the two cultures really make the American stuff shine. First of all, you're Solid Snake, who is one of the most badass Americans ever in the entire world, and not only does the game emulate the whole Escape From style movies, starring Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken, which are also very American in and of themselves, but the Metal Gear Solid games go the extra mile. Not only are you a super secret government operative and soldier, but the game's creator, Hideo Kojima's fascination with American culture really shines here. And playing a Metal Gear game, you can actually learn a lot about America itself. The games make a ton of commentary on what it is to be American, the powers that be that control the country from behind the scenes, the worldwide war economy and the United States' place within it, a little American history here and there, and the games are packed to the gills with details about the history of the development of nuclear weapons, deterrent systems, wars, defense contracting, weapons development and technology, and I can go on and on about all the stuff that Metal Gear covers, but at the end of the day, you are a badass American soldier fighting for your country, ridding the world of nuclear weapons, and saving the day. So hell yeah. And at number 1, the most American game that we could think of is Grand Theft Auto, or any of the Grand Theft Auto games. Most notably the newer ones like 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and most especially 4 and 5. They're all distinct snapshots and parodies of American life. These games nail the feel and vibe of the culture and the cities so well that I have to say, if you're an outsider and you play the hell out of these games and you come to the United States, you might recognize a thing or two. Not only does Rockstar do a great job at capturing the feel of cities, but they also capture the more cynical side of what it is like to be a person living in that society. All of the Grand Theft Auto stories are about somebody rising up to power and basically coming up from the dirt and fulfilling the American dream, albeit the more criminal side of that. But still, Rockstar Games has always done a great job at commentary on American society and culture, and I think that is definitely worth mentioning here. The Grand Theft Auto games are the best snapshots of America in video game form, so that's why it's number 1 on our list. Once again, guys, these are the top 10 most American games of all time. Happy 4th of July. What games are you playing to celebrate your country? And what games do you think are really the most American? Did we miss any? Let's talk down in the comments. If you enjoyed this alternative style Game Ranks video, click the like button because it really helps us out and we'll do even more. If this is your first time here though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.